everybody, it's Christy Sloan on Artful Adventures, and today we're going to do one of the images from the open sea. We're going to be using the watercolor pencils. This is a really great set for either some masculine cards or scrapbook pages and travel pages. It's great for that as well. So I love this set. So anyway, we've got two images we're going to work on today. One is this hydrangea, and then one is this little ship image. But before we get started, let's talk a minute about watercolor pencils. Watercolor pencils have the pigment and binders in a shape that we're used to as, a pencil form. So it's great because it's handy to take anywhere that you want. You can grab some colored pencils and then you can activate them either using a water brush like we've talked about before or blender pens. So, and both of those are easy to take and have on the go as well. So one of the great things about it is you can either use it dry or activate it with water. Once you lay it down, you can even add a little bit more depth of color if you want to. You can use them just, dry if you want to. They have a little bit different texture. They're a little bit softer than what you're used to, but they do activate with water. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways that we can use these. First, on this image of this ship, I'm going to show you how you can. Ooh, that's got pink on it. I do not want pink on my page today. I'll just squirt it out a little bit. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to lay down a little bit of water here, and we're going to do it like a little bit of a wash. So you can put your water down first, and then we're going to put a little bit of blue down. And as you put that down, you can see it kind of starting to dissolve. It's activating with the water, right there. So then we can go ahead and we can just, move it around a little bit more. I'm not adding more water. I'm just, moving that color around within that water that's already down. I might just go ahead and dry it off, just a dab, dry my brush off. But you can see, it's still a little bit of, it kind of looks like movement in the water. So I think I'm going to just leave that like that. I am going to bring it up here a little bit more. I might just pull it back a little bit farther in the background as well. And I might just take my paper towel and blot that a little bit. Well, that wasn't a good idea. Let's not do that. I don't know what I was thinking doing that. Okay, let's try this again. Everything doesn't work out just perfect, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind doing it. But anyway, I'm just going to leave kind of those lines in the water because, like I said, to me it reminds me of, a little bit of movement in the water. Now then, I'm going to use kind of a dark brown color on the bottom of the ship. And we're not going to color the whole thing because we're going to let some of the line art just, take care of that. But see, you can see that activating. I got a little bit messy down here. That's okay. And then I'm going to take kind of a, I don't know. I just want these to be, they would be kind of a dirty white color. So I'm just going to take that and just add just a tiny hint of color there on those. And then just pull it up a little bit. And then you can see how it just pulls that color up. We'll just kind of put the water there, let it activate. And that kind of gives it a little bit of depth of color and shading when you just leave it in one spot, and you just kind of pull it up, and it's going to look like sails, just like the little image we stamped. And there we go. So you've got kind of a different look. It's a little bit different than using markers or something else, but pencils can give you that, watercolor pencils can give you that, look. Now, I don't even know enough about ships. You know, I kind of think that this might be, this looks like maybe it's supposed to be sails too. And if it's not, when you color in yours and you know more about sailing, please make it look how it should. Okay, so let's see. Let's pull it up here a little bit. See if you can see a little bit better. Oh. So there we go. So I kind of like the way that turned out. Okay, next we're going to do this hydrangea. Let's do this one. And I'm going to use a couple of colors on it. And I'll show you what I mean. First, we'll just go ahead and we'll use a green color and kind of run it down the stem. And this time we're going to use the blending pen, the blender pen. So I'm going to do that. And then hydrangeas just have a lot of variation in the color to their flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of put some colors of blue in here, and then I'm going to add some purple as well so that we can get kind of that variation of color like you see in hydrangeas. So some of this, there might not be a lot of rhyme or reason to it. Just different little bits of color here and there. So it'll all blend together as we color. Don't you just love coloring together? There. Let me see if that... I gotta get up so I can see what I'm showing you. It's kind of hard to see the color right there. But as we use the blender pen, you'll be able to see that color. So I think I'll just go ahead and do the... And, you know, and it's okay that it's off to the side. Otherwise, right there, I don't think it would show up much. And this is kind of a brighter green than I would maybe normally use. But see, you see it starts to activate that color. You can kind of pull it out. And then, this is great. I love using this technique for things that have a lot of line art to them. And if you kind of put your color along where the darkest areas are, it's really a great way to look at how you, you know, how you, what am I trying to say? The shading, you know, the darker areas, if you put your color there and then pull away from that, you've already got a good idea of where the shading was supposed to be. So let's go ahead now, and as we move the color around, you'll see I'm hitting some of the blue and the purples, and then if I move them together, they're kind of blending some. And that's the other thing. Watercolor pencils, since they're activated by the water, they're blendable. You can see as we go through here, you know, I'm not really sure that you can see that very well. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer and have a good image. There, that looks like it's still a good image. Okay. Now as we go through here, you know, I really like hydrangeas. There are a lot of them here in our area. They seem to grow well here. I don't have any in my yard. I really don't have a good place to have them. We have big trees in our yard, and so there's not that many places that we get good sun to grow things that need quite a bit of sun. So flowering bushes are not really something I am able to grow in my yard, which I'm kind of sad about that. I would love to have some flowering bushes. And so there you can see, you know, we've got a lot more of that blue, and up here in the front I want to add just a dab more of the purple. So I'll go ahead and I'll put it here and blend that around a little bit. can see it just mixes very nicely together. I love this. And I think that's it. That's all I'm going to do on that one. You can see that it's got places that are a little bit lighter. And I like that. So I think you can see that okay. And that's all there is to it. So I hope that you will give some watercolor pencils a try. And, you know, and come to our Facebook group. It's just one of the groups. You can look for it, Artful Adventures, on Facebook. It is a group. So, you know, join us and load up some of your pictures that you are working on. And we would love to have you join us and play along.
Wishing you artful adventures until next time, this is Christy.